So let me ask you this. I want to get into a visual, and I'm going to put it up here on the video side. So if you're not watching the show on Softball Strength Academy YouTube page, you should be, where you can subscribe, listen, Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, wherever you get your podcasts, and leave a review, by the way. And happy Easter to everybody
Oh, yes.
also,
Happy
too.
Easter.
Happy
Yes.
Easter weekend, Good Friday. What's
Mm.
after Easter Sunday? What's the Monday after? I forget what it's called. I can't remember. But anyway,
Yeah.
happy after Easter Monday. I forget what it's called. Sorry to my Catholic friends.
Mm.
I want to talk about this visual though, and how this actual visual can help athletes. Let's describe it a little bit. How that could help athletes establish and reach their proper goals and keep everything condensed and in order.
Sure. So this visual it almost looks like there's 3 sections to it. And we're
Mhm.
actually going to start all the way to the right. And it on the right side is like, hey, what are these attributes of the elite hitter, of the
Mhm.
elite student, of the elite student athlete? Let's just, what are attributes of a really successful student athlete? And you try to be as specific as you possibly can. And on the right side, you're writing down these attributes. And then you take a second and you reflect, and all the way to the left side is what are your current attributes? What are your current habits, and where do they align? And so you're basically working backwards, just like what we talked about, and you're writing down where you feel like you land. Let's say, the elite hitter, like we said, does practices, does mental performance studying 2 times a week. That could be like reading a book about Kobe Bryant, reading a biography about someone, young, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Okay, so and then you say, well, I really don't do much of any of that. And you work your way down, boom, 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 boom. And then there's this middle section. There's an arrow that's connecting where you currently are to where you want to be. And that's really where you can take notes on anything that comes to mind of what's going to help me get there. Is it studying on my own? Is it finding a teammate to do it with? Is it asking for help from a mentor? What is it? Is it reaching out to Jimbo Podcast 21 at gmail.com and asking a question?
Bingo.
Answer.
At a girl.
We want to know.
That's my partner.
There you go. You start writing down all these things in the middle to try to see where we can connect the dots. And this might be a practice that feels like gritty at first and is like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know if this feels right. The purpose is just self-reflection. The purpose is to also then realize how many people you have in your corner, how many resources you do have that can help you get to where you want to be. And then, you know what? After 3 weeks, you reevaluate, not to see like, hey, did you complete it all in 3 weeks? It's to say, well, you know what? As I've gone through this process, I've realized I'm actually a little bit better than this than I thought. What I really need to focus on is this, this, and this. And this is how I'm going to get there. So this list can kind of be a living, breathing item that sits with you, that constantly gets updated, that you're constantly referencing. That's something that you can just keep in your back pocket or keep with you in your locker or whatever it may be. And, visually, I work really well with words, but you might be drawing. Like you might draw a stick figure or if you're into drawing, you probably draw something better than a stick figure, but you might draw what the elite athlete is with like attributes. You know what I mean? You figure out what works best for you, but that's the idea.
Yeah.
Where's the elite? Where do you align currently? And how do you fill the gap in between?
And I mean, people don't even really draw anymore. They kind of go on, some of the AI tools and, these websites, and they do it that way. I think that's the next step of visual learning, if you ask me.
Fair enough. Yeah.